Good morning, good morning. Good morning, how are you today? Happy Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I'm on my way. I've decided every Wednesday we are going to start we, as in me and all my various selves inside, we are going to do Pilates. And one of the things that I'm really focused on this year is making connections. And it's about connecting with myself, with you, with the world, etc. And first with my health. I had this dawning that some of the things that have held me back, no matter how successful my business is and how successful you can be, is realizing that there's things that hold you back, there's things that get in the way no matter what. And these are consistent across all industries. So whether you are here because you're a consultant, you're a clinician, you're a jewelry designer, you're an interior designer, you are a psychologist, you are whatever the hell you are, whatever you are is consistent. It's the same thing holding you back. So we are in here. Let me look and see. I don't see tagging. Let me do this everyone tag because I know everybody hates that, but oh well. Everyone show up. I don't really see how I can do that in here today. I'm using Facebook's platform instead of StreamYard. I've changed platforms. I'm going to be doing an update on that a little bit. Because look, here's the truth. You don't need a ton of software to make all the money that you want. Okay, so here's the 5 things that really keep you stuck. And I'm going to put these in the chat. The 5 things. And if you agree with these things, I want to hear. That keep you stuck. Okay. Number 1 is no vision. Number 2 is, and we'll go through these, no plan. Number 3 is your mental bullshit. Number 4 is no plan, your mental, no vision, no plan, your mental, no accountability. And number 5 is habit. And one could say that that looks back at your mental bullshit, but it's a little bit different. It's the habit of getting stuck. Okay. So number 1, what is your vision? Here's the problem. So I heard this the other day, and I can't remember who it was, or I give them so much credit for it, is they said they don't look at this as shiny object syndrome, they look at it as shiny outcome syndrome. And what they mean by that is there's all kinds of things out there in the world for your business and all kinds of ideas. And not shiny object, because nobody's like, yeah, now I'm dying for AI and I want to do a webinar and I want to do a masterclass and all of these things. Nobody's like, those are the shiny tactics, the objects. What you're getting excited about is somebody else's outcome. Someone else's, they've done all the work and this is where they are. So for example, with me, a lot of my clients come to me because they want the outcome that I have achieved. They want to work less, they want to make more, they do not want a huge team of people that they have to be responsible for. They want to be able to set their hours. They have a sweet spot of income they want to make between like 250 and 500. They would be jumping up and down they would love their life. Okay? And so what happens is, without a clear vision of what you want your personal life to look like, it's easy to look at all these other people's outcomes, what they've already achieved, and think, oh, I want that. But how often do you actually sit down and ask yourself? And what are the signs, right? See the signs, right? So if some of you are new or you're listening to this somewhere else, I'm Mary Bicknell. I work with female-owned businesses, specifically for women who want to keep their business small. When I say small, I just mean uncomplicated. They want to keep their business simple. They want to earn between 250, maybe 2 to 500 grand. They want to do it without having to think too hard about it. They want to get paid well for their brilliance, their work. They probably are over 40, You may be divorced, or you might be you might be single, you might be in this marriage where the man's not making the money, you want to make it, or you're single and you're freaking out. You're like, holy shit, I'm already over fucking 40. What am I going to do with my life? Who's going to take care of me? You. So this is my point about your vision. Your vision. And sometimes it's not easy. You know, it's not easy to really give yourself permission to want what you want. And but if you don't, you're in your 40s now. You're in your 40s, 50s, 60s, or whatever. And look, where are you where you are today based on the vision that you thought about, and then number two is put into place? You put a plan into place, yes or no is the question. Because if you're over 40 and you don't have retirement, you don't have this whole business thing cranked down, and you don't know for sure that you're not going to be eating cat food one day, and you really want to not fail, and you want to enjoy a simpler, uncomplicated business in life, you better plan for that. So my question to you is, where are you are today based on a vision that you decided for yourself and you implemented a plan? And now maybe you're stuck, because you know sometimes then we get to a point, right, where we're stuck. Everybody has that. You hire a physical trainer because you can't quite figure out how to lift more weight or whatever. Hire somebody like me because you've hit the wall. Maybe you're making 200 grand, but it's hard. Maybe you're making $300,000 already, but you're just working all of the time. Congratulations, first of all. So you need some plans and systems and all the stuff I'm brilliant at helping you with. But that's the key, the plan. And so when we have that kind of shiny outcome syndrome, our plan gets mucked up. Okay? Number 3 is your mental bullshit. So what does that even mean? That means when you keep looking outside at everyone else, that's your biggest problem. And you know this by now. You're at an age where you know this. Every single client that I work with, they know they're really smart. They know they're really good at what they do. That is not in question. It's all this other shit that they thought they dealt with all the therapists that they've ever hired, all the other coaches. This morning I was listening to one of my clients. We communicate back and forth with a walkie-talkie, and she was talking about how much, no matter how much work, it still filters in some of that mental stuff. No matter how much we work on it, it still shows up at different stages. Are you getting support and accountability, which is number 4, along the way? Are you getting support and accountability along the way to have somebody reflect to you, to mirror to you the shit that's holding you back, the things that are in your way? And somebody candid, honest, direct, that actually doesn't have an emotional connection with you. So, for example, not your husband, not your kid, not your girlfriend. Someone like me, someone like a therapist, who do you have that you're talking to? Another coach, another consultant, a mentor? Who are you talking to that is going to be honest with you about the stuff that you're doing to screw everything up? Or not even screwing everything up, but it's not as good as it could be. It's not as simple as it could be. It's not as actually easy as it could be because you have these things in the way. And number 5 is the habit of being stuck. So I want you to really ask yourself this question. Ready? Do you thrive on being stuck? Or do you rely on it? Is it so much a part of your identity? Some people thrive on being stuck because then they're like, they're pushing. They have to get into that energy of push, and then it breaks free, and then they have this big something, but they're all depleted after like pushing so hard to break free of the stuckness. Do you rely on this as just the normal habituation of your life? And does anybody tell you, look, I have friends and I listen for a while and then I'm like, I can't listen to this shit anymore. You got to do something different. So today I want you to think about what is one thing that you could do differently no matter what. And the whole way that our brains work is you have to recognize that our brains are designed to keep us safe, which means you probably don't want to do sales, but you got to do sales. And I am not going to teach you to bullshit yourself around, let's call it something else. Let's call it like serving people, filling the gap. No, you need to learn to embrace business vernacular, which includes profit, margins, selling, marketing, delivering, offers, numbers. That's how you're going to get to that consistent, persistent, predictable 200 to 500 grand a year. Most of you all out there, it's easy to make $100,000. And if you're not making $100,000 yet, that's a problem, because it's pretty easy today. If you have any skills at all, there's no reason that you're not. I mean, 100 grand is only 50 bucks an hour, guys. I pay my housekeepers. There's two of them. $40 each, $80 an hour to come clean my house. $40 each. So like, I just don't have room for, I can't even get to 100 grand. That is your mental bullshit. So clear. I'm being lovingly honest with you. Boom. But it's the next thing past. And it is the hardest bridge sometimes to get to is that 100,000. But then the next little big level is that 250. Once you get to 250, you have systems in place, and then it becomes so much easier to get to 3, 4, and 5. I want to offer to you, finally, lastly, part of your vision. Now, this is going to go counter to what most people say. I want to encourage you to think about, where do you want to cap your income? This is going to be something you hear me talk more about, so this is why I'm talking about it. Where do you want to cap your income? Maybe you want to cap your income at $250,000 a year because you only want to work 3 days a week. Maybe you want to cap your income at $500,000 a year because there is this moment past $500,000 where you're really bringing in more people to support the work that you do. But up to $250,000, you can do most of all of this yourself. You could hire somebody 5 hours a week to help you in your office, doing admin, doing follow-up, like all the stuff that nobody wants to do, except if you're the kind of personality that loves that. But when you get to this next phase after $500,000, then you really need to have bigger conversations around hiring team and all of that. And this is the truth about me. I don't want that anymore. I don't want to have all these team people anymore. I'm at a point in my life where me and like a part-time person that's a contractor who can do all the behind-the-scenes Team Bicknell stuff, and then I can come and go as I like, and I can show up and support you, and I can choose the ideal client. That is where I am in my life, in my business. I had to go through these 5 phases, though, of getting unstuck. I had to have a vision for, what does that look like? What exactly are my offers that will get me to where the number that I want? Where's my margins? All of these things. What is the exact plan for that? I mean, let me tell you, it's so easy when we work together and we talk about your plan, and then I teach you how to maximize your time and batch things out, or think about the seasons of life that you're in, or the time that you want to take off. Most of my clients want to take a lot of time off. They want to take off a month or 2 or so through the year, or they only want to work. Like, I have a lot of my clients, they have got their morning ritual. They like to start working maybe at 10 or 11 to like 3. Like 4 or 5 hours a day. That's it. And that's not even all client work. Can you do that and get to a 200, 300, 400, 500 grand? 100%. Yes, yes, yes. Most of us can live an incredible life with that kind of income. The mental bullshit, I've really worked on my mental bullshit. You know, I've taken off a lot of time over the last 9 months. No accountability. Accountability is key. I have definitely people in my life, some I pay for and some I don't, to help me be accountable. And I've had to be brutally honest about my habituation of being stuck. And have I lied to myself about, I love the fervor of the really just the pressure? I don't. It fries me. It makes me stutter. It makes me fearful about my brain. I get exhausted. I eat too much. Then I hurt. I'm not working out. So this year, 2024, oh my God, I can hardly wait to see where this is all panning out by the end of this year, is number 1 will be my health, my mind, body, spirit. Then my business. We'll see how that works out. Anyhow, I look forward to seeing you next week. Show up in our Facebook group. for those of you who are listening on the podcast, because I will be replaying this. And so on Wednesdays at 10 a.m., I will be doing a live stream in our Facebook group that I do repurpose. And I do this based on questions that you ask. And I get asked frequently, Mary, how do I get unstuck? I promise if you just take these 5 things that keep you stuck and you examine them, that is the total game changer. And then stop looking at shiny outcome syndrome. Don't have that. Stop looking at other people's outcomes. Make it the decision that what you want for yourself. And then have somebody like me that can help you get there. Okay, lastly, because one of my clients just popped into my mind. Okay, so she's very creative. She likes to do creative work. She's in the arts. She does creative work. But the back end of her business looked like a train wreck. Okay? So it's like part of this is not about you can't do other creative things. It's that you have to stop avoiding getting your business tight. That's part of the plan, and that's part of the habit of being stuck. Is your habit of being stuck like you go months and then you look at the back end of your business? You do a roller coaster ride where you're like push, and you get a bunch of clients, but then a couple months later they fade off because you've fulfilled the need, and now you've got to get up again and push. We want to eliminate that, you guys. There's no reason for that. The key here is how are you bringing clients in? How are you in front of people? And how can you have a consistent revenue stream with clients? And let's even get you to the point that you have a wait list and that you no longer feel grabby. I gotta sign everybody. No, you don't. All right, I will talk to you later. Enjoy the rest of the day. Share your feedback below. Get on a call with me, marybicknell.com/call with Mary, and let's get you to working as little as you want, making as much as you want, and stop leaving all kinds of money on the table because you don't, quote, like to sell. Bye.